Hello and welcome to another episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. My name's Dylan. We're here with Zach.
You've reached the voicemail inbox of Zach. Please leave a message regarding whiskey, and I'll get talking to you very soon.
And we don't have Carter, but we do have Brooklyn.
That's me.
Let's get into the intro. So, it's been a little bit since we had Brooklyn on, I think.
That has.
I don't remember
I'm
exactly.
excited. I'm excited.
Last time I was on this, I was in the basement of Carter's house.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
So I don't know how long
I don't
ago
know
that was,
what-
but
yeah,
I just
couple-
remember being
yeah,
there.
Probably.
We spent a lot of
over a
time in
year.
that basement. Yeah.
Mhm.
I think Henry was there.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been the $30 challenge with the.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Wow. Yeah, that was probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you win that?
No, I think Carter did.
I drank too much whiskey to remember what
So-
happened.
Screw tops.
That was the Earl Settler.
That was the Earl Settler. Okay. Yeah.
Well, Brooklyn, we're glad you're here today because we need your expertise to answer the topic, help answer the topic and theme for today.
Okay.
And that's going to be, is expensive whiskeys worth it? And in this case, I did happen to bring all bourbons. There's so many whiskeys that I could have brought that I had to narrow it down. So it just happened that I brought bourbons.
It's kind of hard to mix both like Scotch and bourbon in the same testing because they're so wildly different in their flavor profiles that I feel like it kind of skews the results.
Oh, for sure. Yep. No,
Yeah.
and that's a very insightful thing to say.
Yeah.
I'm
Also-
an insightful guy.
Also, I'm pretty sure we already talked about how like cheap Scotch isn't worth it. You know,
Sure.
Like you have to buy expensive Scotch by comparison.
Yeah.
So now we're talking
No,
about
I think
bourbon.
we did talk about that. But before we get into the main theme
Yeah.
for today, we have our definitely
recurring.
sticking and
Yep.
recurring thing of the news segment that we're
Yep.
going to do. So I did find one news article today
Yep.
that I'm going to share with you is that Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series, the Heart release. So if you remember a couple years back, Maker's Mark started a wood finishing series in their private wood finishing style bottles. It was like BEP, a different couple naming. They were all kind of more focuses on specific experiments. Well, they're even though we thought that they were stopping with them, they decided to continue to some extent with that, and they're doing a new release, and I will tell you about that. This is from Rob Report. Maker's Mark is finishing its new limited edition bourbon with French oak staves. The Heart release is the first in the new wood finishing series. So it says that the Maker's Mark wood finishing series came to an end in 2023, but the word from the distillery at the time was not that it would return in some new shape and form. So the bottle went through a redesign. It looks a lot like the cellar aged Maker's Mark bottle. The one that came out last year was like a 12 and a 13 blend.
Mhm.
Might have been 11 and 12. I'm not exactly sure, but different style bottle from the normal releases. Let's see. So it has been finished with custom cooked and designed wood staves that are inserted directly into the barrel for a period of time. The whiskey is aged to taste, according to the distillery team, which means a minimum of 6 years. Then the whiskey is finished with French oak staves. The 2024 expression, the Heart release, is finished with 2 different kinds of staves that were cooked in different ways. 10 staves from the first type were placed in mature cask strength Maker's Mark to finish for 5 weeks in the distillery's limestone cellar. That same process was then repeated for the second stave type, but finished for 9 weeks. And the 2 whiskeys were then blended together. The point of the wood finishing series was to highlight different production processes, but its new series is meant to showcase the taste vision of different members of the distillery team. According to Beth Buckner, senior manager of innovation and blending, Classic Maker's Mark is based on the taste vision of the distillery's founder, Bill Samuels Jr., while the new Heart release is based on the taste vision of people that actually make the whiskey. We partnered with the team that works in the distillery and asked them what they taste, feel, and experienced doing their job, she told Rob Report, to craft a unique taste vision that celebrates their personal experience that impact on the whiskey making process that makes Maker's Mark the bourbon it is.
It's a lot of legacy. There's a lot of legacy stuff.
So the bourbon will be available starting July 1st, SRP $75.
Sure.
And you can find it stores and at websites such as Reserve Bar is brought out at this. So it sounds like, to me, it kind of sounds like the Jim Beam Booker's batches. There's different batches. There's going to be kind of different distillery Maker's Mark finishing from, sounds like the team's kind of making them. So it kind of sounds kind of exciting.
I like the concept of the cooking of the staves differently. And then
I wish it explained kind of what it was doing.
Yeah, cooking? Are you, what kind of cooking are we doing?
But French
I
oak,
watched Breaking Bad.
Let's cook.
we cooked these waves in the vans in an RV in the oven. Nobody knows how much, but it should be good. French oak's always good.
And the whiskey's blue because that's how you know it's pure.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like anything. Everybody's kind of got their secret formula, right? Like they're using buzzwords and marketing, and they probably are doing something, right? But you don't know what exactly it is that they are doing.
Yeah, I think it's just fun that they're including the actual team. There's not a lot, can't think of any big brands that are doing anything where they're actually including different members of the team other than like the blending staff. But should be pretty neat. I'm excited to see those. And for $75, you know what?
Nope.
Yeah. We'll see what it is. Wouldn't mind it. So that's gonna bring the news section to a close. We only had one day.
What's the I wish we could have like a when Top Gear did the news and they're like good news or bad news. The Lancia,
the Dacia Sandero.
Sandero's been delayed. Oh no. Anyways,
the Ferrari.
Yeah. Or it'd be like bad news.
The Dacia Sandero.
Another Buffalo Trace is out of stock. Oh no. Anyway,
that's good. We should do that from now on. And then still, transition music. Hopefully we have some still. Getting back to the main topic at hand, expensive whiskey. I think there's a video that Brooklyn sent me about a week ago from it was the YouTuber that doesn't normally do whiskey focused
it's Charlie.
Topics.
Moist Critical,
Penguin Z0, depending on which platform you're looking at.
So they were not fans of whiskey, which is fine. But they had a mission to try to figure out if expensive bourbon is worth it. And they determined, if expensive whiskey was worth it, they determined that the Japanese whiskey, the Scotch style, was good. It was probably the lowest proof. And that the higher proof bourbons just wasn't their thing. But it got us thinking about doing this episode. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to give you guys have two glasses in front of you. I'm going to give you a couple whiskeys. One of them is going to be a cheaper whiskey. I did my best. I believe I got whiskeys from the same distillery. So we have a cheap one from the distillery.
Expensive.
And then a more expensive one from the same distillery. So we're going to see.
Very smart.
If more expensive equals more better.
Yeah. Did you steal that from Donut Media?
Yes. I subconsciously, yes, I did.
That's good. It's good phrasing. I like the way they do that.
So,
I haven't seen Donut Media in forever. Are they still doing stuff?
Yeah, they fixed a lot of their content. They stopped doing the super clickbait stuff, and now they're back to like decent car content.
Do they do the news one with that one guy?
So they turned that pretty much into their own podcast called Past Gas.
Speed.
No, the Up to Speed.
That was the old.
That was the show. That was like the YouTube video with the main charismatic guy.
Sure.
James Pumphrey, and now it's Past Gas Podcast, which has like over 200 episodes, and
Wow.
it's just more of that. It's the same stuff, but it's 3 of them. They go over automotive history. It's the number 1 automotive podcast on.
I can
on
see why.
Spotify.
They were always good videos.
Yeah, and I listen to them, but it's fun because they have the same detours that we do, you know, like when we're on topic on whiskey, you know.
Well, because we're people.
Yeah.
It's like you can't.
Yeah, but and the only reason that they can even get back on track is because they have it all written out beforehand.
Mhm.
It's storyboarded,
Yeah.
which is good. I'm not saying it's bad.
Well, that's half of what makes these kind of interesting to listen to, because I feel like people feel like they're following along in the conversation. Obviously, you want to stay on topic to an extent.
Yep.
Right? But like at the same time, you kind of want to let the topic flow.
Totally. But anyway, but Donut, they further one of their YouTube series is called High Low, which is
Yeah.
they do
I have seen that.
yeah, for a high. They have the
They
same
did
model
the
car.
350Z last year or something like that.
Yeah, they've
2
done that
years
was actually a
ago.
couple years ago, and then they did Toyota Tacomas,
Oh, they did.
and then they
Okay.
did WRXs.
Oh,
And I don't know if they moved on to the next one yet. The WRX one was so cataclysmic
oh,
in costs for both
oh, yeah.
that I think they haven't recovered like from that
Oh,
budgeting.
Yeah.
Each WRX blew up 3 engines. Each one.
Dude, that's why I laugh so hard when I see like Subaru commercials and they talk about how reliable they are.
Yeah.
I'm just like
You're like,
thinking
what
about
part?
Yeah.
everyone that I know who has had a Subaru and how many problems they've had with them. That being said, WRX high tuned machine as
Yeah.
opposed to just like your standard Outback.
Yeah.
But
Well, that reminds me of the Ford.
Taurus show.
No, the Ford Focus RS.
Oh, yeah.
With the original ones that came out had
Yeah.
problems with the motor.
Huge. Yeah, the head gaskets
Yeah.
exploded. They had this. Well, it's kind of, it just made sense.
Are they still making those?
No, they remember Ford killed all the cars in
Oh.
2017 or 2019, or whatever it was. That motor was a 2.5 liter EcoBoost, making 350
It was amazing.
horsepower
Yeah.
and 350 foot-pounds of torque.
Yep.
The engineering, there's just no way you can
Mm.
mechanically engineer something like that can stand the power.
It was amazing. It was amazing, and I love seeing them.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll still see
Yeah.
them, but
They came in the best colors.
They did.
The best colors. And it is still to this day my favorite hot hatch, the
Yeah.
Focus RS.
Yep.
Okay. Tangent over. Topic.
all right,
Expensive.
back to tangent. So, yeah, expensive. You guys have any? Quick thoughts, synapse of before we get into it.
Yep. I'm pretty confident we'll be able to tell which ones are more expensive. I don't think they'll necessarily be more better.
Sure.
I think they'll just have this distinguished quality to them that you could be like, oh, this is more complex, or this has a nuanced flavor that only happens because of something that would make it expensive, like age or proof,
Right.
or finish, something like that.
is there any repeats from what we tasted in the past? Or this last round. For like
I don't believe so.
for the low
I think
buck or
I did
something.
think about it. I don't think I meant to do that.
Okay.
It might be one, but
Oh.
I think I
like
have 3
that.
sets.
I like the possibility of
Yeah.
there being one, and now that's all I'm going to focus on.
Yeah. And I
I'm
hate
like,
to say,
have I tasted?
I'm gonna-
This in the
I'll say,
past couple
no.
hours?
I'll tell you no, because that'll make you feel better.
yeah,
No, it's already in there.
But-
It's in my mind palace.
That's
and
true.
gonna stay
It's
there.
about my pals.
I want to say, I hate to say that I'm also concerned and worried that I just won't be able to like just get even close to what just guessing the distillery.
Well, remember, you don't have to. Obviously, I think it's
that's it.
encouraged because it's
you want
content.
and you want to
Yeah.
know. You know, it's like
Yep.
For how much whiskey we've all drank of different kinds, you'd think.
I'll be honest. I think some of these you probably haven't had, so
Okay.
it
All
might
right.
be difficult.
All
but
right.
if you do get it, then
Yeah. Extra brownie
More
points.
impressive.
Yeah, brownie points for me.
I expect Brooklyn to get these.
Absolutely. Brooklyn, do you want to use? Is he using these two? And then I'm using those two.
I got a glass.
He's got
right here.
one. So one's mine,
Okay.
one's his. He can have the other bourbon one, and then I'll have the Glen.
I can drink this
Okay.
water really quick and
Okay.
use that one.
So give me your.
No, he's
Better-
got. Yeah, he's got. We got enough glasses now.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I can go grab
I
them if
figured
you
we'd
need
just
more.
slide them towards you.
No, we're good.
Um,
And then you put yours here.
I got my fancy water base right here.
Should we just close our eyes? It's just easier that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Close your eyes. I'll tell you when to open them.
Do you guys know the lyrics, or not the lyrics, but the "How does Goodnight Moon" go?
Good night, moon. I'll see you next year.
I'm at the storybook, but yeah, that's good.
No,
Okay,
I don't.
That's fine.
I was more of an Elliot in the Crayon kind of guy.
I was a corduroy.
Corduroy, dude.
Corduroy, and also Alexander and the no good very bad day. I love that one.
Did I get that wrong? It's Elliot and the Purple Crayon, right?
I don't
You
know.
know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna have to look that up now. It's the kid with the purple crayon. He was in the blue pajamas.
The boy in the striped pajamas?
Did he
No,
look?
no, that was a very
Did
different,
Elliot look like Caillou? Or...
very different thing. He was not a lot of hair
Okay.
being
Not a
had,
lot of hair.
so I guess kind of from that. Much younger though.
Mm-hmm.
Much younger than Caillou. Caillou was actually kind of past my time.
Sure.
I feel like that became big a little bit when I was a little too old.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can open your eyes
I
now.
don't remember it.
Born
So,
again.
Keep this closest to me. Keep this farthest
Further.
from me. And then Brooklyn, keep this on your left. And this is right. And then I should be able to keep that. It's going to be difficult for Dylan.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Which one should we try first?
All right,
Why
so
would this be difficult for you?
I just
left,
I got to remember which one's the expensive and which one's the right. Or
left
the-
and right, right?
Yeah, but
Oh, are they
the
mixed
glasses
up?
aren't the same. No, they're not mixed up yet.
Okay.
All right, that's fine. So, let's start with
Not expensive.
your guys' rights.
I wonder if he's mixing them up on us. Maybe like I'm having the cheap and you're
that would
having
be
the
interesting.
expensive.
That would be smart. I'm looking at his eyes to see if he looks
Yeah.
that smart.
So I'm
He looked
sniffing
shocked.
it.
He's like, "Oh, that would have been a really good idea."
I would have mixed them up.
Well, and also we would have just totally disagreed on what they smelled and tasted like, which actually would have worked still because
That's
we
what I
have
mean.
different
'cause then-
profiles.
'cause
Yeah.
you kind of wonder that sometimes when you guys say things like last one you mentioned minty,
Yeah.
and I didn't think minty until you said it, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, it's minty," and I'm like, "Oh, but did he influence me?"
Yeah. I'm not getting the smell is not prevalent in any discernible quality.
I like this. It's smooth.
Is there stuff in your guys' glass or is it just mine?
Those are flavor enhancers.
Just yours, man.
Those are little extra crunchy bits.
Mm-hmm.
Add texture to the whiskey.
I'm getting a little bit of a little butter.
Yeah, I'll just go to the next one.
Definite butter.
Yeah.
It's not.
Like I said, I don't know if I would have said that on my own, but now that you said it, I'm like,
Definite
you
butter.
definite butter.
Yeah. It's got that real oily
clings to your
dairy.
Is it kind of like a brown
clinging.
butter, like a baked?
Yeah, like a little. Yeah,
Hmm.
for certain. And
I mean, it's not bad.
no,
I don't want. I got to be careful what I say.
I don't think this is expensive, but it's good. Like I wouldn't be mad if somebody poured me a glass of this.
Okay, let's How much do you think it is?
Mm,
Let's do that guess too.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 45.
60.
He went high. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that I'm getting like a toothpaste.
Yeah, a little bit. When I let it sit in my mouth, it was maybe it's because this wasn't like the super cleanest glass, but it was red licorice again.
Really?
Yeah.
Red licorice.
I'm
not
black
getting that.
licorice.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
What is the difference between black licorice and red licorice? Like what is
Well, black licorice is natural. What is
like
that?
that's actually just licorice, right?
Yeah.
Like that's just and then red's like just got a bunch of sugar in it, or
Yeah,
what?
to be honest, I don't know how licorice is even made. I
Like
just
the difference between like butterscotch and caramel. There's like
Mhm.
not actually a lot different. It's just
Mhm.
butterscotch is caramel with more butter in it, and I
Mhm.
think they always use brown sugar as opposed to
Yep.
white sugar that they use in normal caramel.
Sure.
But the process of making it is
It's the same, yeah. I always attributed black licorice to a sharp, cooling, kind of like how, like with peppers, you know how there's like spicy peppers that are hot and spicy peppers that are cold, but still
Mm,
spicy. So like a chili pepper
Yeah,
is cold spicy.
cold.
Right. I mean, it sounds dumb, but you know
No,
what I
no,
mean?
no.
though?
I'm with you.
Yeah. Versus like a what am I thinking of? Like a banana pepper.
Oh, sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's like a warm heat spice, you know.
I don't really get much
but
heat
it's
out of
not
it.
It's
that
vinegary. It's like a
Oh, okay, yeah.
the source of the irritation and the inflammation of your mouth is from different things. Anyway, for black licorice, I treat that as like it's a cooling, minty, herbaceous quality.
Mm.
And then red licorice is a candied, artificial,
Yeah.
sweet flavor.
You still get like that hint of licorice flavor, but
Yeah.
it's a lot sweeter and artificial.
Yeah,
Okay. Interesting.
that's what I'm gonna leave it at that.
You mentioned banana peppers and it just gave me flashback to.
Well, this tastes nothing like banana.
No, I understand that, but the mention of banana peppers made me flashback to a friend that we all have who like wouldn't eat banana peppers because they were too spicy.
Sure.
Who's that?
I don't know. Do we say names on here?
Mhm. It don't matter none.
It was Alexis.
Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
But I think Tanner was that way too because we both we gave them money to eat banana peppers and they about puked because it was too spicy. And I
The
just
banana
remember,
pepper?
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
What? All right. Let's go to our next one. Your guys' left.
Mhm.
Once again, so I'll give you guys prices after. Obviously, we
Sure.
go through.
Oh,
them.
this one definitely. I can smell a lot more off this one than I could the other one. Just like more pungent. I don't know what I'm smelling, but I'm smelling it.
Oh, this is like a. To me, this kind of reminds me of like a whistle pig.
Yeah, this is the expensive one. I could say just off the initial. No, I'm sticking with that. I could be wrong, but I'm sticking with it.
This is way harder than I thought it was going to be, but just based on the fact that this has multiple flavors and not just one, and also it's richer. It's way richer
Mhm.
than the first one. And
If somebody gave me these two, just which one you want,
yeah,
this is what I would choose. So in my mind palace,
There's more alcohol on this.
it might be higher
What is
alcohol.
what you
I
think?
don't even know if it is. Here, let me.
I don't think it's more. I think
it is
it's
more.
it's either the same or
Because the other
less.
one almost tastes like it's got more alcohol on it. But it might be just more of like a rough alcohol, right?
Mhm.
Because there's always that thing where you get like 100 proof whiskey that's actually surprisingly smooth.
Yeah.
And then you get like an 80 or an 85 that's like, why is that so rough?
Yep.
Yeah. So this one reminds me very much of like a very sweet baked good, kind of like a
Sure. Yeah.
It's
Like
much smoother.
like a chocolate.
But not like watery smooth.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's fine. This is like a chocolate muffin.
Mhm.
I get like very chocolate muffin vibe off of this. Very airy, very. The texture of it is not smooth, but it's warm and inviting
I get
and
it.
rich.
Yeah.
Are you going to let us know what it is or just the price?
No, I'll let you know at each session. I'll let you know
Interval.
what they are in price.
Mhm.
I get a lot more like a vanilla oak impact in the end
Yeah.
of this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get a lot more of those traditional like bourbon flavors for sure.
yeah. I'm gonna say this one. Yeah, I probably jumped the gun a lot on this first one, saying $60. I'm gonna say this one. This one's 65. Just be
gonna
wrong.
say
Just be
90.
wrong about one of them.
So this one's 9. You say this
Wait, what's
one's
the
90.
threshold? Wait, we didn't even discuss that. What's the threshold of it being a quote unquote expensive whiskey?
Just more expensive.
Whatever
than
I decided.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's kind of arbitrary.
Whatever God
Because
says.
like
Dylan.
like, does Dylan think $90
so
is expensive?
I guess in
or
my-
not?
So technically speaking, and I don't know exactly the price range, so do forgive me.
Yeah.
But I think anything $50 to $60 is actually premium
Oh, for real?
whiskey,
Okay.
considered premium bourbon category. So anything above that, 70, 80 is super premium.
Which is why you get those like good bourbons that are in that like mid 40s.
yeah. So I mean, there's a lot of good stuff because those are
Yeah.
premium bourbons still.
Or they're like just below like that 50 to
Yeah.
60 like you're saying.
Well, I'm not going to tell you the price because these are all kind of within a range of each other.
Okay, I stick with my 90. I think this is 90.
What was your first one price on the first one?
I actually don't remember. Do you remember?
You said
Like 40,
40.
45.
Yeah, you said 40.
40.
All right, so The your guys is right. Is this?
Okay.
This is very old Barton.
Mm-hmm.
100 proof.
Yep.
That looks like it's got twist cap on it. Okay, yeah, we know where we're at. Is that $25?
This is like $20.
Yeah.
$20.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's
$20.
go. I overshot.
So yeah, you had both overshot.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited
But
to find out
Zach,
what the second one
you
is.
kind of thought that this was.
Yeah, I
It
just
sounded like you didn't think it was too bad, actually.
no, I thought it was pretty good. I also thought I thought it was hotter than 100 proof.
Yeah.
So that put me in the idea of like, oh, this is like just a young cast strength. Like or something in the I didn't think it was Old Forester, but it reminded me of like a 1920.
Yeah. Like I said before, like if somebody poured that in a glass and I was drinking it, I wouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No.
I'd be like, oh yeah, this is whiskey.
Yeah. Also the color.
It's not like off-putting.
Yeah, the color of these really throws me off. This is very light.
Yeah.
I had a hard time figuring out.
This is probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. The age.
I could take a bottle of that.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's a little bit harder to find. I think I picked this up in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But there's an 86 version. 100 is a little bit more difficult to find.
Is that pretty common for like Wisconsin to have like a much different selection just because of distribution?
It seems like Wisconsin gets more than Minnesota. I'm not exactly sure. It's down to sales, but I'm
Yeah.
not sure why.
Oh, I can tell you why.
Well,
Have you seen the have you seen like the map of the
heat
US?
map. Yeah.
well,
the heat,
well,
yeah.
but I would
And then like,
I would think
can't
that's all
remember what
beer,
it is. Is it
though.
like reported drinking issues or DUIs or something like that?
I think
No,
there's both.
I think it was just number of liquor stores.
Or liquor stores?
Yeah, or
There's-
bars. That's what it was.
I
Number of
have
bars.
seen
there's some
both,
sort of
though.
like
Yeah.
drinking metric,
Yeah.
whether it's like a positive or a negative. But Wisconsin is the deepest shade of red you've ever like observed.
Oh, for sure. But I'm presuming
And
it's
so
all
much deeper
beer
than
sales.
anything else.
Like it doesn't seem there's a lot of people in Wisconsin that actually drink whiskey or
Yeah.
hard spirits.
No, because I was just there fishing for salmon just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All those guys just drink is beer and like weird mixed fruity drinks.
Yeah.
It's like there's very little whiskey. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So the next one, the one, let's see, the expensive one.
Mm-hmm.
What you guys thought was
Which it is the expensive one we know now.
Calumet 14.
Calumet 14. So it's
Oh.
another assumed Barton
Mhm.
source distillate. 14
Mhm.
years old. It is. What was the proof on it? 48.1%.
So a little less. Yep.
Oh, it's a lower. Oh, it is.
Yeah,
Okay.
lower proof. We said that. I
Yeah.
thought. I
yeah.
said that.
That's interesting. This upsets my whole algorithm in my head. Remember, Brooklyn equates high proof to better.
So this
Right, so this one's better. It's lower.
this SRP is roughly $130.
Really? I thought it was like 80.
I'm gonna start drinking this way slower, dude.
What's your guys' thoughts on that? Like
Yeah.
between the pricing differences between these two?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
a tough value proposition, right?
yeah. I mean,
It is definitely.
They tasted
better,
a lot different. I'm not gonna pretend they look.
Yeah, they
they're
don't
the same
taste
color.
anything
Um,
alike.
if you said they were the same juice, well, you did. I mean, I was kind of like, I think you mispoured this. There's no way.
Sure.
Yeah. I just don't know if I'd spend $130 on that bottle for that flavor, but it is leagues better than the very old Barton.
Yeah.
So in this case, expensive whiskey is way more better than its lesser counterpart.
Because when I said 90, I thought I was shooting for the stars,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like another $40 on top of that. So it's like,
I see.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like it's not bad. It's very good, but like I don't know if it's worth that much for me. But that's me knowing what other whiskeys I like at different price values.
It's a
I
very
need to be less educated.
yeah.
Sure.
It is a very nuanced pour. I mean, that was not.
I like it.
Yeah, for
Thank
being
you.
that old and being that light colored,
Mm-hmm.
super cool.
All right, let's go on to the next one.
All right, get the glasses back.
Tell me finish.
All right,
I'm realizing now I
You
actually
can pour
have
this one out.
an odd one I did not have a cheap version of.
Sure.
I made sure to finish the $130 one just so we note that.
All right, so are these yours?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Closing my eyes.
Please close the eyes.
Oh,
Whatever it was, that big boot just instills confidence.
You may open your eyes.
What if I don't want to?
So let's do
it's Knob Creek.
Same thing.
left hand.
Okay.
Left hand Brooklyn. Right hand Zach. Right hand Brooklyn.
There's a bottle of Knob Creek sitting on the desk. That's why I said that. But it's been sitting there for a while.
All right, so we'll start with the left.
Left.
Oh, we're switching up.
This one's gonna be vinegary. I can just tell.
Just from the scent?
Yep. It's gonna be a
Oh.
little acidic.
See, I don't know if I came to that same conclusion myself or you influenced me.
I'm just gonna stop talking. I'm gonna let you talk first.
Well,
next time.
you need to talk because
This
that's
one-
what
this one
this
smells like
whole
Four
thing
Roses.
is.
Uh-huh.
What's that? Yeah, it's in a Four Roses glass. It automatically becomes Four Roses.
Anything I put in here just becomes Four Roses. It reminds me of.
I don't like that at all. I'm gonna try again to make sure I don't like it.
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. It's non-assuming. There's not much going on.
It's kind of creamy.
There's a little bit of cream, light, very like it doesn't upset the palate,
No.
but there's nothing that interesting going on,
Mhm.
which I think is why Zach doesn't like it.
That tastes like a. What's the
Like it barely tastes like alcohol.
yeah no
I'm
what's
gonna be
what's
honest.
what's the Total Wine store
Okay.
brand? Wilcott or whatever. I mean, they have a lot of
That's
store
one of them,
brands.
yeah.
That's kind of. I think that's what that stuff is. I think this is like a 1792.
Sure.
This is probably like a small batch or this. It's not the sweet heat, but
Maybe sweet weed.
the sweet wheat. Yeah.
Give me the heat.
Yeah. One more time. Let's try it again.
And then give me your guys' prices on this one.
35.
I was gonna say 35. Yeah. Or I'll say 30. I'm saying it's $30.
You understood
Just to be different.
Oh, I can't start that one yet. Sorry, I got excited.
No, I was about to say
We can
then
begin.
We can go to the right hand. Whiskey.
Oh, it's so much
Just-
more perfumey.
For the listener input here, Brooklyn's wearing headphones, but they're not plugged into anything. So, like, I kind of feel like I can hear anything, but I don't actually know what anything sounds like.
He's not stupid.
I'm
We-
pretty stupid.
We just realized he had a different size head jack.
This is disgusting.
Oh, crap. When they're both bad, what do you do?
This tastes like soap. This tastes like Irish Spring bar soap.
Told me it tastes like soap. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You just saying like, oh, like I hope I'm not being subconsciously influenced. And
Yeah,
now
and he's doing it.
and
He
I
won't
just-
stop. Look at this guy. I keep telling him that. He's just like,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what to think.
I'm pretty forward with my opinions.
he is.
Tell me about it. The whole barbershop knows your opinion. Anytime you get a haircut, holy crap. Everybody's buzzing.
Don't they love it?
Oh, actually, everyone does. Everyone's like talks about how great you are after you leave.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny.
No, they just like me because the one time I did a Chris Farley bit, everyone's like, "Yeah, that kid's all right."
Oh
That
yeah,
kid's
this is
alright.
terrible. But I don't know if I came to that conclusion myself. Or...
Well, shoot, yeah. What tastes like that soapy? I'm trying
So
to think.
what's the expensive?
Yeah.
And then
And what's
price
the
on the
So I still think that the worst one's more expensive. I think because of the body. I think
Really?
I think this is a higher aged bourbon that just didn't work.
Didn't do a good job, but they're putting it in a bottle and saying it's fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't Whistle Pig known for doing that?
the stupid solo stove collaboration thing. Have you seen that?
I don't know.
Like-
Oh, Solo Stove.
yeah.
Yeah, I know Solo Stove. Okay.
Whistle Pig did a collaboration with Solo Stove,
Okay.
and
It was trash.
no, they did the sunglasses company.
Oh, Pit Viper.
They did Pit Vipers.
That's what I was about to ask you. What was the one I was gonna buy?
the Pit Vipers. So they,
Yes, Pit Viper,
it was
dude.
Whistle Pig Pit Vipers.
Was that good or no?
I haven't tried it. I refuse to spend money on it. And then they did Alfa Romeo Racing and Whistle Pig. And then they did Solo Stove and Whistle Pig. Oh, and they did Traeger one too. I forgot about it.
Oh, that makes sense.
They've done so many. That's an episode on itself, probably.
I'm surprised Traeger and Buffalo Trace haven't done a combo because that would.
Buffalo Trace doesn't need publicity. They make their own.
You know, the one sponsor that the one thing they sponsor is Rogan, pretty much.
Yeah,
but I can't think I've seen any advertising for them other than that anywhere.
They don't need to. Like they're well enough on their own, is what I mean. But
by the way, if anybody's looking to where to find Buffalo Trace, if you're in Colorado, Steamboat Springs, when you're leaving the city from the west side, there's a gas station. Shelves are full.
Yeah, great.
When were you in Colorado?
Like 2 years ago.
Nice. Well, that means that that was during a time when Buffalo Trace was harder to find. So I bet it's flying off the shelves.
I bought 5 bottles, dude.
Well, it's probably all Weller 12 now.
Yeah, now so they just upped it up a little bit. All right, so actually I'm gonna swap it because I think I have a guess as to what they are. I think the big glass is the cheaper one, and I think this is like a Woodford Reserve.
Okay, so you think so left or right?
Right.
So you think right is
cheaper. I think it's Woodford Reserve, just the normal.
Hmm.
And I think this is like a Old Forester.
The left.
The left is an Old Forester, a single barrel or something that just didn't work.
Like a 100 proof?
Yeah, like a 100. Yeah.
I think the right is the cheaper one. Or wait.
He swapped.
No, I'm not thinking about what he said. I think this one, I don't know if it's expensive or less, but I think it's Balcones.
Your right hand, okay.
I think it's one of their cheaper ones, either the red or the blue corn.
Okay.
Because I hate both of those.
So
I hate this.
So you think the left is also the expensive one?
I do think because neither of those are expensive, right? The blue and the red corn are pretty cheap as far as whiskeys go.
Well, the only one you guessed on is the right hand. So, I mean, you haven't actually set a bottle guess on that other one. So I don't know. You tell me, which is the expensive one you think? I mean, there could be
I think it's a trick where this might be slightly more expensive.
It's a $1 difference.
You think
yeah, like is that what we're talking? That's what I mean. Like, what is expensive? Like,
Yeah.
Well, that was $36 and this one's $34.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think that's the cheaper one. This is the more expensive one, but this one is one of like the base Balcones offerings.
So you guys are both agreeing the right is the least expensive.
Yeah.
And the left is more expensive.
Oh,
Yes.
I thought you were going the opposite.
No,
Okay.
I initially said
Okay.
that and changed my mind.
Did you have a price guess on the right hand?
Yeah, so I think if this is the Woodford Reserve that I think it is, then that is $33.99 or something.
Yeah, and
You guys
I
both-
think I said 35 and he said 30.
You both basically said $35.
Yeah,
35.
and then I said I rounded down to 30. I'm gonna say this is
He undershot
60 again.
Okay.
Say 60 again.
Pulled, what do you call that? Price is Right.
All right.
Yeah.
Close your eyes. I'll bring them on the table.
For some reason, instead of just closing my eyes, I feel the need to like use my hands to cover my
Mhm.
eyes.
It's good. All right, you can open your eyes.
Oh yeah.
Ha!
Left hand.
Oh, dude.
Left hand was
That was
Elijah
good.
Craig.
Yeah.
Small batch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About $35.
35 on the left.
No,
Yep. The right is Elijah Craig 18.
disappointing.
About 150 SRP.
Yeah.
And it's trash.
It was a trap.
These are single barrels.
Yeah.
They do change.
Yeah, it was trash though. That's gross.
That's so bad. It's 18 here and it's $150 and it tastes that bad?
I believe it was 18 years in like a piss. That was
Fish head barrel.
Yeah, that was some gross.
I like it still, but I'm not blinded, so
Yeah.
that all changes when you're blinded.
Yeah, certainly can.
Holy crap.
Yeah, we
this
could.
is like shattering like my world right now. Well, just like the fact that I can blind taste test stuff and like have this, visceral reaction,
hmm
and be like, wow, we all thought this was cheap, not very good, and it was the most expensive. Like
Yep.
it was significantly expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've spent $150 on a bottle. I'm trying to think. Have I ever bought a super? I think I've
maybe
only
a
ever spent like
scotch
$120
or a tequila.
on like a scotch or something. I can't.
What's
think
the
of
most
anything that
expensive
I've spent
scotch
more
you've
than
bought?
that. I usually just let you buy them and then I get to
Try
taste
them.
them.
Yeah.
The one I've been tempted was the Buddha Hop in 28
Oh, yeah.
because that one's like what 250, 300, something around there.
Oh,
that
the
one
Alexander
is-
Murray.
Yeah,
You can't. You'd have to. That's a special Alexander Murray one. I don't even know how you.
Well, they had it at Total for a minute. I was debating buying it. I almost bought it. I think they had it for like $280 there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes me feel bad because I've recommended like Elijah Craig small batch to randos at the liquor store. You
Sure.
know, I was like, people that are asking for the allocated stuff, I'm like, just get that. It's good. You're gonna like that.
Small batch.
Probably better. Yeah.
Yeah, so small batch was right because the single barrel is the one that was trash.
Well, yeah. I mean, yes, the one on the left is better, but I mean, it's still, I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy that very much.
Yeah.
This time,
I mean,
while blinded.
You guys liked Elijah Craig better, the
Yeah.
small batch better.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't
Like, we didn't really enjoy
a
that.
lot.
Yeah.
I thought it was refreshing.
All right.
What thoughts on this one? Does this kind of change your perspectives?
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, that
Now that I have my biases
we have
set
now
out there.
we have now lost. I have the claim I made saying that I thought I could at least tell which one was more expensive, even
What's
if it
the
didn't taste
proof on
good.
both of those?
The small batch is 47%. The 18 is 45.
Interesting.
Mhm.
So slightly less.
I like the position I'm in.
Yeah, the knower.
Yeah, the knower.
The knower.
Huh.
Because Dylan fears the unknown. That's the truth.
I do. That's why I never.
Basically, what we come to conclusion is price and age statement mean nothing.
No, it does. What price means is rarity.
Mhm.
Rarity.
That's what we have yet to discuss.
But that's an 18 year, so age statement.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, that means it's better. It's not.
But the reason it's 18, well, so no, not the reason it's 18. So after 18 years, so every year, whiskey's evaporating, right? And it's like around 4%, I think, in Kentucky. So if you have, an 18 years old barrel, every year it evaporated 4% of the volume that was left in it. So in a 53-gallon barrel, there might have only been like 15, 20 gallons of that
Left,
thing.
yeah.
So the fact that you can get a single barrel of an 18-year-old bottle, that's why it's $150.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just margins.
Right.
I mean, you're just...
Because they spent $300 or so, they spent $300, they filled that barrel, they have to try to recoup $300.
Yep.
How are they going to do that? $150 a bottle. They have 50 bottles of that barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's rarity. It's not quality. So
Just like Mila Kunis said.
Is that how you pronounce your name?
No, I'm pretty sure I pronounced it wrong, but you knew who I was talking
you
about,
got the
though.
point across.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter. All right.
All right.
Is it Mila Kunis?
Yeah, I was.
Why isn't that Kutcher? Isn't she married to him?
Yeah, but I mean, actors.
Mila Kutcher.
I pronounce it Mila Kunis. Mila Kunis.
But how did she pronounce it?
Right. I haven't seen her Wired complete interview.
Didn't she get dropped by Jim Beam, or what happened there?
She did. I mean, she did. That's.
There was like some weird controversy.
She said something.
She said something.
She's like, gin's better. And they're like,
No.
Yeah, it was something like that.
All right, we're gonna close.
I actually hate whiskey.
Close your guys' eyes.
I'm closing my eyes. I know of a place where you never get harmed. A magical place with magical charm. Indoors, indoors, indoors.
Take it away, Penny.
I was more of a napkin guy, personally. Was a used napkin, right?
And chip. Yeah, use napkin, penny, and a chip. Potato chip. Ooh, that one sounded full, which means he doesn't drink it as much, which means it's the expensive one.
Pouring right now.
Or it's new.
And how far away was it?
Because it's so cheap.
Yeah.
Here comes the Evan Williams bottle and bond.
No, that had a thin. When you place it on the table, I can tell it wasn't a rounded bottom. It was a thin, oblong bottle. That one was a more square.
We gotta start
bottle.
using some like sound cancellation headphones in here, dude.
Yeah. I need to be deprived of my senses.
All right.
Getting way
Open
too
your
much
eyes.
information.
Okay, so let's do right hand.
Okay.
Right hand.
Right hand. Right hand.
And the other ones are lefts.
Okay. Which one do we begin? The left?
Let's start on the
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Let's start on the right this time.
Ooh.
We're starting on the right.
Correct.
Okay. This one holds promise in the smell. Smells of quality.
Quality. Huzzah, man of quality.
Mm-hmm.
Flushed away.
Oh, can we watch that after this?
Good.
Again, we should have. I mean, we shouldn't because it's not true blind.
Oh,
but
very
like,
caramel.
it's so low proof that I.
Smooth, but just tastes like caramel.
Mm-hmm.
Like very caramel forward, like more than I've ever experienced in a whiskey. I feel like, where I feel like I was just chewing on like one of those squares. You know the squares of caramel. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Or the
sure.
cu-
Okay. Yeah.
Cubes of caramel. Like I feel like I just ate one of those.
I'm sorry. You just said a shape, and I was.
Oh yeah, square. Cube. Sorry. Rectangular prism. You know what I'm saying?
Prism.
I feel like that could be
I
cheap,
think
but it's
Zach
very
one
good.
is left already.
It's definitely low proof.
Oh,
This is to the right.
All right.
I'm just holding with my Lego hand.
Sure. When you guys have a guess on pricing, let me hear it.
I'm torn on whether it's expensive or not. It's low proof, whatever it is. It's very smooth. It's very caramely. So I feel like it could either be like a very like well done cheap whiskey, or it's like a moderately expensive whiskey that is marketed well, but at 80 proof. I'm saying right now it's 80 proof.
$40.
He says 40. I'm gonna shoot at 50. I don't even know. Is 50? That's like so mid. That's not even like a higher or
It's just a
low.
number. You can
It's just
say
a
what you
number.
want.
Is 50 a high or a low number to you?
Well, it's
Dylan?
halfway between 0 and 100, so I'm gonna call it right
I
down
would
the middle.
say
50's high.
I would say 50 is not cheap. I would say
Oh, see, like the way he said that though, I feel like I'm on to something
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna say 50. I'm gonna stick with that.
all right.
Lock that answer in.
Yeah, that's a good
So Brooklyn says 50.
40.
You say 40.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's go to the left. Do you guys have any guesses on him?
On like what it is.
Yeah,
Oh,
kinda-
sure.
I wanted it to be.
Nope.
It's so plain and so simple. I'm like, it's got to be like some.
Not complex. Yeah.
Yeah, well, just like a second from the bottom shelf whiskey, like that could be 1792. I think that could be a 1792 small batch.
Whatever that is.
I already said that.
Right now, whatever it is, I'm gonna buy some.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I'm
guess.
gonna say that right now.
I already guessed that before. I'm gonna say it again. That one was 1792 small batch, and this
Okay.
is gonna be what's another? I don't know. Figure it out.
All right. Now we're on the left.
Left definitely has more alcohol, which could be
Hmm.
cheap, bottled and bond or something.
Yeah, this is real vinegary.
Yeah. I
This
didn't
is
think that
weird.
until you said it, but yeah.
I agree.
Everything Zach says is correct.
Yeah. So I'm trying to recall a previous podcast whenever I said something tasted like pickles or vinegar or allspice seasonings. I always say it's George Dickel, and I'm always wrong because it's always brown form.
How much George Dickel have you
You're just
actually
saying
had?
because pickle rhymes with
I've only
Dickel?
had the bottled and bond. I've never had any other George Dickel.
Dickel rhymes with pickle. That makes
Yeah.
sense. I
Um,
like pickles though, and this doesn't
So does
scream
Zach.
to
Yeah, I
me
love
that like
pickles.
I like this. You know what I mean?
Sure.
This
Yeah.
is just like, oh, it's whiskey. This one's like I like that a lot. So
Your
I'm
left.
kind of hoping it's cheap.
Oh, the right one, the first one.
The first one I like a lot more than the second one. It's definitely lower proof, 100%, no doubt about that. I just don't know pricing wise.
Sure.
I hope it's cheap so I can buy a lot of it, and then mix it with Coca-Cola. I actually don't like that way. I don't
Okay.
know why I said that. I don't like
All right,
mixing
what-
Coke with
this
whiskey.
or repeat a guess from earlier.
Oh,
This is
The
Woodford.
left hand,
This
okay.
is the right hand.
Oh.
Is Woodford Reserve,
Ooh.
Okay, you think the right?
and the left hand is Old Forester 1910. That's which would make it a very close margin of. This would be it. So then I already said it's 40. I'm gonna say it's still 40, and then 1910 I think is 50. I think so.
Mhm.
50.
Brooklyn?
So the first one, if it's Woodford normal, I love the Woodford Double Oak. I know for a fact it's not that. But could it be the standard Woodford?
I literally just guessed. You should not be reading into that at all.
Too late. This is where we are.
I'm reading
now
it.
I'm thinking about it
and
because
writing an essay
vanilla
on it.
caramel, you know, just very basic. Kind of a just like, you know, like a very basic type of whiskey.
Yeah, a basic type of whiskey.
But that's very like palatable, hopefully cheap. So that way you can do a lot of stuff with it and just like have an influence. The other one, it's got that vinegar, like you're saying. I'm influenced by you.
Put some dollar signs on it, man. Just
oh, is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
I already put. What did I put on this?
Well, you
first
can
one?
bottle guess too.
No, I put 50 on the first one.
you did.
Yep.
And the second one, here, let me give one more sip.
And then if you got a bottle guess, let me hear it.
These are all bourbons.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
There's no like ryes or tricky ones.
Nope.
You're trying to trick me with, because this almost feels like a rye spiciness to it,
Sure. A high rye.
like a high rye. So I guess it could be a high rye bourbon, right? Where it's like mostly corn, but then there's high rye.
Could be.
See, I don't see what you did there. It was a little too specific.
Uh-huh.
So
Dead men tell no tales.
I think this is the more expensive one, but I don't think it's actually better.
Okay.
But I do think it's more.
So you think the
expensive.
left one is more expensive?
I think the left one's $80.
Okay.
I'll put that number on it. For
Yeah.
you.
Zach, you thought? I'm sorry.
No,
You
you're
thought
good. No, good. I said it was
left or
55.
right?
I said right was 35. Left is 55.
Okay.
Left is. I enjoy left a little more.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Close your eyes.
Why do we need to close our eyes? Because you're just revealing it.
It's more fun. It's more fun that way.
Okay.
Oh, it's got a tin can.
Oh, frick.
It's got a tin top.
Open your eyes.
Oh.
Oh, so the left is Knob Creek.
So the left one is Knob Creek, not
Which
here.
we had before. You lied to me. Oh, the Michter's, dude.
And
really? Michter's is right?
yep.
Oh.
So Knob Creek, Zach, how much you buy this for? Like $35? We
Yeah.
said it was like SRP.
Yeah, it should be 33, but
And then Michter's is $185.
holy
Ish.
crap.
Wait, what kind of Michter's is that?
This is the 10-year.
It's $185?
Yep.
Is that bottle still open?
We still got one more. So,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad.
but these are single barrels.
Mhm.
That is very delicious, and I'm mad about how expensive it is.
Yep, I won this at a high.
Why does the Knob Creek taste vinegary to me? What happened between?
the glass? I mean,
Before- Or
Literally,
and
we were
after.
drinking this like what, an hour
I
ago?
will say
Yeah.
the caveat to this is we're not using fresh glasses.
Sure, between the drinks, but
you know,
still.
I'll go buy more glasses,
Yeah.
guys. I'm sorry.
I just grabbed that Knob Creek because I'm like, you know what? This would be.
What is like the
Fun.
most
Interesting.
efficient pricing you can get?
I should
on
have
Glencairn?
noticed it was
I think
away
that's
from.
a good. Here, that's a good little brief
What's that?
podcast topic for you. What's the best pricing you can get on Glencairn glasses for whiskey tasting?
Amazon and just ordering
Whatever is cheapest.
a big
you can-
pack of it, like
Just
an
a
8-pack,
large
yeah,
quantity.
or larger.
What do they end up being per glass? Like
Oh, like
$15 per glass?
No, less than that.
Oh,
I think
really?
it's like
I think it's around 5. I remember spending. I remember spending $30 on a 6-pack of Glencairns, and I did it twice.
$30 for a 6-pack? Why won't? Yeah, I'll go buy a couple.
Because I mean, it's on Amazon, and they're not like, they're not crystal. They're just cheap. I'll look it up.
Oh, they're not actual Glencairns.
No, they're Glencairns.
No,
The shape is the Glencairn.
yeah. So normal
Yes.
Glencairns are not crystal. They do have
Oh.
crystal ones, but the normal ones you can run through the dishwasher.
Oh, I just assumed they were all crystal. Wait, okay, so we're getting into a deeper topic, and people are gonna get mad. You can't run crystal through the dishwasher.
I'm not supposed to. It has
Oh.
a higher chance of shattering because of the temperature.
Oh, okay, good to
But-
know.
Well, you also have well water here, don't you?
Yeah, is
I mean-
that easier on it?
I don't think your water heater. I don't think gets as hot as city water does, or could. So like your dishwasher wouldn't run
There's
as
more minerals.
Yeah.
I think is what the thought is.
So like,
It'll boil
Dissipates
faster because it's got impurities. Or
Yeah.
something. A 4-pack on Amazon is $30.
currently.
Yep, and then you can get a set of 12 for $72.
Oh, that's a much better value.
But those aren't like on sale. That's just like
No.
the price. Right. And those
72
packs
for
go on
12 of
sale.
them.
So that's six account.
Yeah.
So
But they do get cheaper than that. You just gotta
Yeah.
wait for a slash.
Actually, I felt like that was a pretty good value.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
$70.
Yeah,
for-
I mean it's not a pint
12 of
glass.
them.
You're not buying just regular pint glasses.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, so based off of that, I think we have another upset as far as is more money more better.
Yeah.
You have chosen wisely. You knew what you were doing here. How long did it take you to pick these whiskeys out?
I'm happy you said that because it actually took me like 10 minutes, and I was worried I didn't take enough time.
Oh, you were like about to run out the door, and you're like, start chucking stuff in the bag.
The way I'm like, I don't know what to pick, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna decide we're gonna do like distilleries, or something.
So that's not the normal Michter's. That's the 10-year. That's $180.
So there's a normal bourbon, and then that's the 10-year is an allocated item. So obviously Knob Creek and Michter's are not like distilleries, but that was the odd one out. So I just grabbed the Knob Creek because it was on the counter.
I haven't had a glass of Michter's in a long time.
I love their bourbon.
Yeah.
I didn't bring it because it was another bottle. Also, I didn't have that much, so I was worried I didn't have enough.
Because they have the bourbon, their rye, and then they have their American whiskey, right?
Yeah, the American whiskey and then a sour mash
Oh.
whiskey.
How's that one?
It's pretty good.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
I love that.
No,
Thank you.
that's exactly the kind of reviews
pretty
we
good.
give
How
here
much
on the
is
Whiskey
that?
House
Like
Pub House.
$40?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
I think when people need a recommendation, I give them Michter's bourbon
Michter's
because I feel like Michter's is a brand that people sleep on a little bit.
Yeah.
It's a nice one just to have on the shelf. You
Yeah.
can find it
good.
anywhere.
Yeah.
You can put it under.
I don't know. So here's the thing, but you wouldn't find that bottle on the bourbon shelf. It'd be in the
Oh, no,
American
the-
shelf.
No, the
so that should
secondary on
be
that's like
standard.
disqualified from. Just kidding.
I think the secondary on that's like $250 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy.
All right, let's hit our last one.
All right.
Have you got any new watch yet?
No, not yet.
Okay. I'm excited to see it.
That sounded synthetic.
Oh, I didn't even think about the concept of like, okay, synthetic cork versus real cork. Is there a big like actual performance difference between the two, or is it
I
more
mean, a
just, like,
synthetic cork would theoretically last longer.
Definitely,
Yeah.
almost.
and so having real cork is just an aesthetic thing then?
Yeah, it's a choice.
There's no like having a synthetic one isn't like worse quality.
No.
It's actually theoretically better,
Yep.
but it's not real cork. So people might feel like a little weird about it.
Yeah.
Because alcohol will eat. If it's in contact with cork, it'll
Yeah.
eat it.
So as long as it's sitting vertical, it's not an issue. If it's sitting horizontal, it
Exactly.
causes
Which is
a
why you
problem.
don't want to store it like wine.
Yeah, which my grandparents did. Found Japanese whiskey from the 70s that was been stored on its side since the
Ugh.
70s.
All right,
Also
you can
the
open your eyes.
Sure. The bottle concept too, like it's a recyclable glass bottle with a cork top that is biodegradable.
So do right hand,
Okay.
and then left. Spread the whiskey into the table.
Gotta. We're staining. It's a nice varnish.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's white.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with our left.
When we originally bought this thing, it had like
It was
pretty,
black?
Like, yeah, it was black. It's a white table. No, like you see, like the wear that's on the edges, it came pre-worn. It was like one of those kind of like, oh, it was made to look like it's like
Oh,
worn
it was distressed.
distressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like like not everything you're seeing on it is even natural, so it's meant to look distressed. So
Oh.
any extra marks you make
So
on it,
those
I feel
ring
like
marks
just gives
are
it more
not from
character.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
well, it
I-
just gives it more
that I
character.
made
Definitely
this
not.
morning.
Definitely
More
not from
authentic.
you. Especially where your glass was just sitting right on top of it. That wasn't you for sure.
Dylan, you remember when we were down at that one guy's house and we were drinking? He was Johnny Walker. Was it the black?
in Texas. Yeah.
Was it the blue?
No, it was black.
It was black.
It was just
okay.
black.
And then we were leaving. We had glasses that we were putting down on this guy's table, like while we were playing pool. and we didn't realize that the condensation, like basically like the whiskey wasn't getting poured properly.
Yeah.
So it was making it onto the table, and it like ate the finish.
Yeah.
So quick. So there's just
bad.
rings of finish taken off from the glasses of whiskey.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I mean, that can be polished too. I mean,
well, hopefully he did that because we didn't tell him about it.
Yeah.
We just bought him another bottle of whiskey and said thank you.
We got him. I got him the gold. I think.
Oh, we bought him like nice whiskey.
I bought him the Johnny Walker Gold.
Yeah.
I mean, where are their coasters available?
I don't even know.
So
don't because the
bad.
whiskey was not from that area.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were supposed to have drinks up there.
Uh-huh.
But his brother brought it up.
Yeah.
It was fun.
He seemed cool with it when he showed up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he didn't know about the like rings, but
No, but he was hanging out.
yeah. Hopefully he got that Johnny Walker Gold.
Oh yeah. Do you think? Because
I gave it to Alan.
You gave it to Alan. Alan just drank it.
Did you ever ask him about it?
No, I never did.
You should ask him about it.
That's so funny, dude.
At this point, I don't care, but like, it would be fun.
I like the concept.
It'd be nice to know what happened to the bottle.
Mhm.
Yeah, that it actually made it to him and he appreciated it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start on our left.
Yeah.
Left.
The flavor profiles I got really savory, salty, actually kind of nice.
Sure.
Stop influencing my opinion, Zach. Goodness gracious.
I will let you speak first next time for the one on the right. Do you have any other additional thoughts? That's all I got.
It's about savory, salty, actually.
Tell me what you think, and then maybe I'll find that quality in it.
It does have a briny quality to it, I will admit. It's the salty briny. It's not bad. I like it actually quite a bit. This is the problem with trying so many whiskeys in a row, though.
True, but
For
we
me
are
personally,
professionals.
I think for a professional, they would do better.
Yeah, that's why
I am not.
That's why I'm not spitting it out, because as a pro, I can just ingest it.
I have
and
trained my body.
It doesn't affect me at all. That's what I told the officer last night when he pulled me over.
It's
Trust me,
salty
officer.
briny, but like in a way I like, because I like salt. Like I'm kind of like a salt forward. Like if I have a steak, I actually probably like a little bit too much salt on it.
Sure.
That's why I usually undersalt my steaks when I make them for other people.
So you can add more. Oh, no.
So that way they like. I think it doesn't
there.
taste salty enough.
Yeah.
But then it's usually right for everyone else.
Yeah,
Right.
And then if they want more, they can put more on.
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, I like the left one.
Yeah, I like it. I'm actually having a difficult time trying to discern any more flavor qualities, because it just, to me, it just tastes salty, kind of light. This time, I mean, if you're okay with it, Dylan, I'm gonna refrain from giving a price until I try the second one at least, because, and if you want, I guess.
Oh, I know what it is.
I
I know what it is.
I want him to know. I want
Jefferson's Ocean.
I want him to be right so bad.
It's Jefferson Ocean. Is that
Yeah.
even a bourbon? I don't know. I could be totally wrong.
No,
It
that's a
is.
good. That's
It's
a great
Jefferson
guess.
Ocean.
That's a great guess. Yeah, aged on the water. Yeah,
because that's why it's so salty.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can totally see that. I think it tastes
I'm thinking
like
wrong.
a $50.
All right.
I'm gonna say 75.
Sure. Let's
All
go. Let's go.
Next
To
one.
any bottle. I mean,
Zach?
he gave a bottle guess.
Yeah, he said Jefferson's Ocean. I'm gonna say
Zach said he wasn't gonna give the price till I tried the second one, but then
I made him.
Yeah.
He's got to.
yeah.
It's a
Got
rule.
it. Oh, that's.
I
part of the
gave him
thing.
what I think it's worth. I'm gonna say
I think it's 75.
that this. What is this mash bill? Why does it taste like that? I think it's a high. I think this is it's a good high rye bourbon.
I've had like a slice of pizza today.
That egg
And
roll
that was
really
at like
helped.
1.
I'll be honest. The only
It's like 9 o'clock right now.
that egg roll is holding the floodgates back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Your guys are pretty happy I gave you those egg rolls.
What have I had recently? It tastes
Those
like
reheated
this.
well though, right?
They did actually.
Yeah, air fryers.
fryer
Air
from a
fryers
day
reheat
ago?
everything good.
Dude. 315 minutes.
I just wish egg rolls weren't so expensive.
Yeah.
Like,
I actually don't even know what I spent on those.
oh, you probably got two, and those were probably at least $8, right?
For both.
I got
Yeah.
2 orders of egg rolls, an order of cream cheese puffs, red chicken curry hot, and then
Yeah,
pho.
so I'm just saying, like,
and then the whole bill was $60.
for an egg roll to be like $4, it's just a lot for the proportion.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not saying it's not worth it, but
Yeah.
it's just like
Yep. All right, I think this is blade and bow.
Oh no, it's not. That's wrong. Wait for the left one.
Yeah.
You're wrong. 100%.
Okay.
All right. Let's go to the right
Because
one.
I've drank a lot of that, and I know for a fact.
This is why we brought him
That's
in.
why I
He's
brought-
an
yeah.
That's
expert.
why you
on
brought
blade
me
and bow.
here.
Yeah. I'm glad we need the expert, the master.
I wish he would join
I
us for
love
more.
Blade and Bow.
Yeah.
Blade and Bow's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
That's
studied
not
he
it.
studied the blade.
He
and
studied
the bow.
Blade and Bow doesn't have like that forward of a flavor, I feel like.
All right. On the right.
Oh,
It tastes very similar to me. I'm gonna be honest.
it's all starting to taste the same.
This one's a little more. Ooh.
Ooh,
That's nice.
okay.
Yeah. Sake. Hold on. There's a flavor.
Okay.
Do I dare add water?
It's higher
Goodness.
alcohol, I think.
Okay.
What do you think? You
Well-
just poured like a butt ton of water into your whiskey there, dude.
I tried to be subtle.
Yeah. This has sarsaparilla in it. Totally does. This has the sweetness and sugariness of like a root beer. This is like a root beer whiskey.
Left one's definitely more briny, and yeah, this one's got more of like a root beer sweetness to it.
Let me see. This is now like 20% alcohol because I added too much water.
Can I get a cheat? I don't know what distillery Blade and Bow is. Can I get that?
Well, so
Is it?
it's technically almost 2 because they do the So Blade and Bow is established from the Taylor Distillery, Castle and Key,
Okay.
but they use the Solera method with the it's on the tip of my tongue. It's a closed
I
distillery.
thought you were like an expert in this.
Yeah, I know, right? So they age the barrels at the Stitzel Weller. So there is supposed to be a little bit of Stitzel Weller juice in the Blade and Bow, and they Solera age the younger whiskey with the older whiskey. So, but it's technically that company is from the Castle Key, which is the Taylor Distillery.
Oh. I'm gonna say this is not it. This is
Making content.
right. Castle and Key Untold Story.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
It's $175, and it is a blend of rye and bourbon.
all right.
so
So the right's more expensive. You're saying.
Yep.
What's your price?
I think it's only worth. I think the value. None of these have really been like.
No, it's
oh,
the SRP.
Wow, what
Go
a
for the
great-
SRP.
Yeah, SRP. This is like $120
Okay.
120 for the right.
for the right.
What did I say for the first one? I said 75.
You said
didn't I?
70. He said 50.
70.
Oh, this is just water. I forgot about it.
You were sipping your one. Like, why does this just taste like water? I was like dumped half my Yeti.
I really want. Well, I didn't have any way of administering. I guess I could have used his glass, but
Sure.
I was.
Doesn't matter.
I tried
Somebody's
to use my
gonna pound that
gallon
right after.
jug.
Who's gonna pound that afterwards? The loser.
We
No.
we're both- we literally are tied for 0.
Yeah, I know.
we have 0.
Just for reference, there's like a little glass in the center for like the extra whiskey to pour into.
Yeah, we got dump glass.
It's a baby glass though. So.
Yeah, that's only like 4 ounces.
All right, Brooklyn, give me your guess
Oh, of the.
of the.
So I said this was 70, and I tasted the right, and then we're seeing the right is. No, I said this is Jefferson Ocean,
Yes.
You said your left one was. Yep.
which is what 80.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you actually.
So that
right.
one's
I
actually
think
80.
originally, but you
That's
said
the-
70.
It's 80 though,
Sure.
because I said Jefferson Ocean,
All right,
so it's
all right,
80.
all right.
You know, what I mean, let's keep it.
Nope.
You know, keep the.
But the right one.
Everyone tastes like whiskey.
What
for
the
sure.
dog doing?
It's definitely.
Can I
whiskey.
pet the dog?
Definitely whiskey.
Can I pet your
Can I
dog?
pet the dog?
Can I pet the dog?
We got empanadas waiting.
They're enchiladas. Thank you.
I don't remember what the difference is.
So obviously for 80, that's the expensive one. So this one's got me 40. I'll say 40.
Okay. All right. Close your eyes.
bum, ba-da-lum, bum, bum, bum.
Oh!
So the one you
Ooh.
said was more expensive, Brooklyn, is the Wild Turkey Rare Breed for $50. And the right one was Russell's Reserve 13.
I almost nailed the prices. I got that pretty
Yeah, you
close.
said, what did you say?
Said
150.
50 and 120.
120? This is 150.
Oh, I thought it was 130.
So you got really close.
Dude,
You got
I
it.
freaking love rare breed, dude. I forgot how much I like rare breed. I haven't drinking rare breed in forever. That's why I like this so much.
So the rare breed proof on this one was the 58.4%, and the Russell's 13 is 57.4.
Yeah.
So you buy 3 of the Wild Turkeys.
Yeah.
Rare breed is the answer.
The Wild Turkey barrel proofs are always pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoy their higher proof offerings
For sure.
because I'm a sucker for proof. This is a good example of something punching above its weight class, I think.
Yeah.
I think the rare breed is
I think a lot of people
quality
agree with
bourbon,
that.
Yeah.
It's such a great name.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just straight up. Where's
right.
the Russells? The Russells is like, what's the difference between that and the base one? And you're like, oh, it's a reserve, I guess. And then, oh yeah, no, it's $150. And you're like, what's the difference between 10? Rare breed, dude.
Right.
You know,
Rare.
it's Wild Turkey 101, and then there's
Breed.
rare breed.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a
But-
fighting
but this
turkey.
was- I mean-
marketing is way better on the rare breed.
Yeah. But me and Brooklyn disagreed on which one was the more expensive one.
True.
So we couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we
Yeah,
couldn't
you
tell.
just have a bad
So-
tell what good whiskey tastes like. It's fine.
You're the one that guessed wrong.
No, I guessed right.
Okay. Anyway,
I guessed which one was better. That one is better.
right. Okay.
It's less expensive. but,
Yeah.
you know, it's good value.
But yeah,
So-
this was a fun exercise because
Yeah.
I really thought this would be not easy peasy, but I was pretty confident that I could get the expensive one out of the way and discern.
There was definitely a couple in there that were like, ooh,
Yeah, and also yeah, like Dylan was saying, like just the value, the price comes from definitely not the flavor, definitely not necessarily the quality or its attributes. It's just
We had 70% less in this barrel,
Yeah.
and we need to recoup our money.
yeah. Well, it's also it's also marketing and it's rarity, and the way things are priced is for a number of reasons, but it's not because of the juice inside. It's more so because of the methodology they got to get that into the bottle.
Yep.
my monkey brain staring at those 2 bottles right now.
Uh-huh.
Rare breed, worth way more.
Yeah,
And that's all, like you said, marketing.
yeah,
Sure. Well, I think this was like you said, a good exercise. So does more money equal more better?
no,
No,
it doesn't. More money does not.
mainly because that 18 year. The 18 year was trash.
That was
dude.
really
That was trash.
that should never have gotten past quality control. Honestly, that should have been burned. That rick house should have been started on fire.
I like that one.
There's definitely expensive whiskeys that are 100% worth it,
Yeah.
but
But it's
that
all-
wasn't one of them.
It's always going to be indicative of your
That's kind of like
your
you're kind
flavor.
of gambling to an extent, unless you like
Absolutely.
really, like, because you're like, that 18 year could have been something really special, and then it wasn't.
Yeah,
Well, I
Yeah.
think the take
And that Russell's isn't bad.
right. No, I think if you're going to come up with a takeaway,
is that Yukon Jack? Is what you
Yukon
should.
Jack,
That's what you should be
You
buying.
can buy 175 of that guy for like $30.
exactly. No, but like you need to know your flavor profile
Yep.
and have the base whiskeys
Yeah.
before.
Yep.
But-
As unhelpful as they are, I actually find that the Total Wine reviews are all right because it really is. It's just people saying
Except
I
for when
like.
it comes to peated scotch.
Yeah. Well, but really it's just people saying I like this one, or like
Sure.
they're just like that's pretty good, and it just kind of cements the fact that you have to try it,
Yeah.
and all you will ever get from a review before purchasing a whiskey is its surface level quality.
Right.
So like if something is 4 stars out of 5 stars and that's the rating, you still might not like it, but it's of a certain level of quality.
Yeah.
And that maybe others did too. Yeah, but to to know what you want, you just have to bite the bullet and start buying stuff or trying stuff, which is too bad, I guess, but makes perfect sense because everyone's taste buds are their own.
Yeah, I mean, if you're worried if it's not, like, if you're looking at a bottle and it's like, that's expensive,
Yeah.
and you're like considering it, it might be better to not get it.
Yeah.
If you want good whiskey, rare breed, Wild Turkey, Woodford Reserve Double Oak.
How are we not sponsored by Wild Turkey at this point? If Brooklyn was on this podcast regularly, we would have so many kickbacks of Wild Turkey.
That was one of my first like top whiskeys that I would buy. Before you were even into whiskey, Dylan.
Oh, wow. He's
Before
OG.
you were into whiskey, I
was
would always have a bottle of rare breed sitting back there.
Wow.
You were like, what, 19? Just like a twinkle in your eye. Like,
Probably.
oh, maybe I could drink one day.
One day.
Are you flexing your ageism on us? Your
Yes.
age? Yeah.
And
all
then
I
he
got
introduced
going on
me
for me.
into the whiskey vault
Yeah.
and our big.
Yeah. It's all went from there. All thanks to Brooklyn.
That's why I'd
He's
have
the-
like
he's the-
$30,000 in the bank or something.
He's the progenitor of all this.
I did actually kind of, because I started buying whiskey. And
I
then,
did actually kind of.
well, I mean, like, I don't want to take responsibility. Like, you've done way more with it than I've ever, like, I've dabbled. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
that's like, you started doing it because I bought a couple and you're like, oh, that's interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you've gone way farther with the hobby than I ever.
Probably the first
Even
bottle
thought
I
of
actually
doing.
bought was like, should I buy this?
Yeah.
Or like, ooh, that's expensive.
Yeah.
Johnny Walker Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The wise.
That was a good
the
investment,
the
dude.
voice of reason spoke up. It was like,
Mhm.
you should do that.
So good.
If that was me, I would have been like, what are you doing?
We bought,
Like, this makes no sense.
what did we buy? It was like a bottle of Yoichi, I think. Japanese whiskey.
I don't remember.
Satori Yoichi,
Did
I think
we?
is what it was.
Or was it?
No,
are
you
you're
weren't
thinking of
involved
you
with
and
it.
Hunter.
It was
Yeah.
me, Hunter, Matt,
Yeah.
and I convinced them to split it 3 ways to try it. And I was like, this is really good. And they were like, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
And then I was like, sweet, I'll keep it, even though
Mhm.
we all split it 3 ways.
Yeah. Good value.
And then I had that for a while, actually. And that's what kind of started the whiskey thing. And
Yeah.
the only reason I bought that, you want to know the dumbest thing?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie.
Yeah.
It's because I was watching a PewDiePie video where he's like, I like whiskey. And he's like, I like Japanese
He
whiskey.
blew up the market of Japanese whiskey.
We
He
can
did,
blame him.
Yep.
And Marcia.
Marcia. Well, that's going to do it. Don't blame us for any regretted whiskey purchases
Mm-mm.
on pricing,
Blame
but
others.
Just buy rare breed.
you know,
You'll be happy.
chances are you will be. We're pretty solid. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Whiskey House Pub House. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Join us next time. Goodbye.